A 60cm, or 23.8 inches for the American audience, 4K monitor that runs at 60Hz, with a colour-accurate IPS panel, HDR10, inbuilt speakers, a range of I/O that is versatile, mobile and fairly affordable, almost sounds like a made-up product. And if I weren't in possession of the exact UPPERFECT monitor that fits that description, I would have believed that it was a made-up product, especially with my personal 10-month search for a screen that is near word for word that description. But it is real. It is in my possession, so the question now becomes, is it worth that 10-month hunt and the £303 or $408 cost? The box wasn't what I was expecting. I'm used to screen and TV boxes having every buzzword under the sun on them to try and sell it to you. The UPPERFECT T3 box, though, is fairly bland, with just the UPPERFECT logos on it. I actually kind of like this no-nonsense approach, but a simple specs sheet would not go amiss in my opinion. Opening the box is a lovely simple affair. Remove or cut the tab, then open said box up. On the top is the monitor itself. This is easy enough to take out with care. At 1.92 kilograms, it is fairly lightweight for its size, but it is also fairly large for a portable monitor option, so care is definitely recommended. Once removed from the box, you are greeted with a positively surprising amount of accessories. Maybe this is console and phone manufacturers warping expectations by including basically nothing in the box. But the T3 not only comes with a USB-C to C power cable, it also comes with a 65-watt charging brick, a second USB-C to C cable, and a HDMI 2.0 cable. As this particular screen is only 60Hz, a 2.1 or higher HDMI cable will have no effect, so I understand the slightly lower specification being included here. In the box, you have every cable and every accessory that you could possibly want to use any form of input with this screen. And with the built-in speakers too, I mean any input. Looking at the back of the monitor, we see the controls on the left-hand side as we look at it, which will be the right-hand side when the screen is in use, and all inputs on the right-hand side as we're looking at it currently. In the centre at the back, you can see a VESA mount for if you want to make this monitor a more stationary and permanent part of your setup. Built in is a kickstand, similar to the one seen on the Nintendo Switch 2, though without the same range as the kickstand on the Switch 2 console. This kickstand can still be angled in multiple ways, however, all the way so that the screen is at a lean-back angle, meaning it can naturally be incorporated into any travel or permanent setup without the requirement of additional accessories. With what appears to be a sturdy design and construction of the monitor itself, the stand and the hinges on said stand, the device inspires immediate confidence in its ability to offer rugged longevity, which at over a £300 cost to the user, is a lovely feeling to have. But construction, maneuverability and input options are among the smaller concerns of a monitor such as this. A more pressing and important question is, how does it perform? Well, first impressions are pretty good. Connecting the screen to power and putting a 4K Chromecast with Google TV through it, Fairy Tail looks fantastic. This is a hugely positive first impression, because Crunchyroll, the service that I am watching this on, does not offer 4K streams, only 1080p right now. And looking this good without hitting the screen's native resolution is a huge positive. Now, yes, the Chromecast is offering an element of upscaling, and through other smart monitors and TVs you will get a second dose of upscaling from their smart chips. But UPPERFECT have been smart here. At the 23.8-inch or 60cm screen size, further upscaling isn't required. The human eye, for the most part, cannot tell the difference between 1080p, 1440p or 2160p at that size, so just letting the source do the work is smart. When you do put 4K content through it though, like with Doctor Who here, it looks super sharp, and even displays HDR content. It's a really good picture for watching content on, be that live television, streaming services, YouTube, or hardware options like ultra-high-definition Blu-rays. The speakers aren't quite as impressive as the picture, however. While they aren't terrible, and the lack of need to go out and purchase a separate accessory to make your £300 plus monitor fully work is greatly appreciated, they are noticeably lower quality than the rest of the package would lead you to believe.
Rest assured we will be making our way to their base immediately! Listen up! It lies in the floating dungeon found within the strong magic region called Gravito Stones.
I'm very glad they're here. The all-in-one solution offered by the T3 with the inclusion of the speakers is superb, and for travelling, these are more than sufficient. But if you are looking at this as a more stationary and permanent solution, those included speakers will be more of a stopgap than a permanent situation. The best way I can describe them is like OK Bluetooth speakers. They do the job, you're not disappointed, but you notice an immediate difference with literally any other option. One of the best things about this monitor, though, is the available workspace when you hook a PC up to it. Simple things like easily being able to see what you are writing, having the videos up alongside what you're writing to make valid points. Any multitasking option, really. And yes, you can do this with any bigger screen. But this one is not only on the affordable range, but is mobile too. And when I've been using it for my actual day job, my experience has been incredible. I obviously cannot show you what I do at work because of data protection, but I'm able to have every single system open at once on screen and flip between them with ease when using this screen. I can set it up wherever I want to, power both the screen and the laptop from the included power brick because that second USB-C slot has a power delivery mode, and work in a far easier manner than I'm able to on just the provided laptop. That level of productivity being made available by just adding this screen is amazing. I personally can take that into content creation as well. Just the sheer size and quality of the canvas is a huge boon to usage when looking at any form of productivity. Heck, this shot is two 4K screens running off an ASUS ROG Ally. As these shots show as well, response time and colour are also fantastic. Okay, viewing angles change that perception quite a bit on the T3. Things seem much darker when I have it leant back as a second monitor underneath my primary one when looking at them from this angle. But if you adjust your viewing angle, as one would sat in front of their PC, then the differences between these panels are minimal. You also have a built-in vertical mode. Granted, I don't currently have the output to take full advantage of that. This is a HDMI splitter doing the dual screening from a single output here. And UPPERFECT do not recommend this. Apparently, the stand on the back of the device is not built for it. But as you can see, at my own risk, I'm working away with no additional accessories, with one screen perfectly vertical. Amazing for anything that requires reading as part of the process. And for people like me, that means things like live streaming. OBS and chat on the vertical screen, what I'm actually doing on the main. And what I'm doing would often be gaming. And gaming looks great on this too. Look at Clair Obscur here while I'm also watching Black Clover. It looks good, the visuals are really smooth, and if we switch over to Hades 2, between the £200 more expensive and no longer sold screen above and the T3, there is not £200 worth of noticeable difference in their performance. All of this is great, but it's all permanent setup talk. What if I bring this bag into the equation, which UPPERFECT also sent me as part of this review? They are not the sponsor of this video, however. They are the subject. The only money that I will make from this video is from your viewership or super messages. This bag not only fits the whole damn screen inside, it also fits all of the cables, the power brick, this S3 Max Switch 2 dock, review on that coming soon, and the Switch 2 itself for an all-in-one mobile gaming experience. Because this screen, with this dock and this power brick, powers a full Switch 2 4K setup with only the cables that came in the box. Attach the second USB-C cable to the Switch 2 for power, and you have this mobile gaming setup from one power brick. There is one challenge though, and for me, it's quite a large one. It's this. Now it may not look like much in an image like this one, but the screen had been off all day. There is nothing attached to it in this picture, so no HDMI input, no USB-C input, and the T3 randomly turned on. This isn't the only time I've encountered this either. I've gone into my home office hours after the end of my day to this blinding blue light illuminating the whole room. Daily, if I leave this screen plugged in, it will randomly turn on. It's not the end of the world. There are plenty of items that I unplug after using them. The vacuum, the toaster, my espresso machine, phone chargers, and so on. But I shouldn't have to do that with a screen. I've literally never had to do it with any other screen in my 38 years of life. It's such a problem because it's using electricity with no payoff. And as anyone who pays an energy bill will tell you, that stuff is ridiculously expensive. As I say, it's not hard to overcome, you just unplug it. But it is a challenge that shouldn't exist. Even with that challenge though, the more that I use this screen, the more versatile it becomes, the more use cases I can think of, and the more I like it. Would I like a higher refresh rate so that my PS5 can push more than 60 frames on the T3? Of course I would. Would I prefer OLED for the high contrast and rich colour? Of course. Can both of those asks be done for the same £303 that this screen costs? Yes, they can. But as we can see across the entire technology industry at the moment, compromises are having to be made to keep costs down. In this screen's case, we could lose the speakers to get OLED, but then you're spending more money to get a speaker like this on a Choice Pro that you connect up to it via Bluetooth to fill in the gap. UPPERFECT do offer high refresh rate OLED panels, but they had to make them smaller to keep the costs attainable. For the package that is offered here with the T3, at the price that you are paying, I personally think that the price to performance ratio is great. And it is the screen's versatility that solidifies that thought for me. Its size catapults productivity. Its weight and bag make it super portable despite being large. Its I/O being in the box is a breath of fresh air in a world where Apple are driving a trend of less and less in a box for more and more money. Its responsiveness in games is as good as any other screen I have used. Its media capabilities are excellent. And although I will personally use an external speaker because I have other higher quality options available to me, the fact that speakers are part of the screen is a huge boon for anyone looking for a dual type screen. Even the things that I wish were here, or I feel fall a touch short of the rest of the package, such as the speakers and angles the built-in stand will go to, don't detract from the positive feeling of the screen as a whole. To the point where I'm kind of sorry that I ended up buying a screen after that 10-month hunt, a month before UPPERFECT offered me this one for review. Because their T3 that I have here is a damn good, all-around, versatile, and portable screen. This video was produced after 1 month's use of the UPPERFECT T3 4K monitor, provided for review by UPPERFECT. While UPPERFECT did supply this screen for review, they are the subject of the video and not its sponsor. They do not get any copy approval or early preview of the contents of my video. If they do see it, they will see it for the first time, right alongside you. If you've liked this video, I think these will also be of interest to you. In the meantime, my name is Doragon. You can find me sparingly on socials at Doragon86, in the community tab on my YouTube channel, or daily in the Discord in the description. Please feel free to like, dislike, comment and subscribe as you see fit. And until next time folks, have yourselves a fantastic day, and take care.